special shout out to our sponsor, Qualia. Qualia is the category-creating digital closing platform used by thousands of lenders across the country to seamlessly work with their title and escrow partners. By working better together, Qualia is powering lenders to deliver a differentiated closing experience for their clients. Through real-time communications, closing status updates, and workflow management, Qualia brings lenders together with home buyers and sellers, title and escrow agents, and real estate agents for a secure and seamless closing experience. Qualia is proud to have been awarded the Housing Wire Tech 100 Award for real estate, as well as CB Insights FinTech 250 Award. Discover how you can work more efficiently with your title and escrow partners at qualia.com/innovators. That's QUALIA.com/innovators.
Greetings, everyone. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Mortgage Innovators podcast, where we deliver fresh, entertaining, and hopefully very fun insights on all things mortgage and the innovation that's propelling our industry forward. My name is Margaret Chiavini, and I am with New Res Correspondent Lending. And every Tuesday, you can find our group of rotating co-hosts, or what our producers have called the Innovative Five. Each one of us brings a different perspective and connection to the industry. This week, I have two wonderful co-hosts, and that is Dan Cantanella with Finance of America. Hi, Dan.
How are you?
Great. And Sue Woodard with the Stratmore Group. Hi, Sue.
Hey, Margaret. Hey, everybody.
And this week, for this episode, we have a really special episode. We have a guest on, Dave Savage with Mortgage Coach, and we're going to have a fantastic conversation. Dave, welcome.
It's good to be here, and thank you, Margaret.
Absolutely. Before we get started on what's going to be a great conversation with Dave, I want to make sure that all of our listeners know about our Mortgage Innovators Conference this year. The theme is the power of innovation, and it is in May 2nd through the 4th at the Hilton Anaheim, and it is definitely a conference that you do not want to miss. So for more information about the conference, sponsorship opportunities, please go to mortgageinnovators.com/conference. That's mortgageinnovators.com/conference. Okay, Dave. Wow. It's so fun to have you on this podcast and to really talk about what is going to be an exciting update from you on Mortgage Coach, and really how that feeds into innovation and neat things that are happening in our industry. Most of our listeners know about Mortgage Coach, but for the few that maybe don't, would you mind just giving us a quick recap of what Mortgage Coach does in the marketplace and what your offer is?
Yeah, no, I would love to. So when you think of Mortgage Coach, our mission is to make mortgage professionals the singly most valuable advisor in America to a family who wants to build wealth with real estate. I mean, let's face it, the American dream isn't just owning a home, it's owning a home free and clear. Or it's owning a home where you have financial freedom. You've got enough money in the bank to where paying off your mortgage is just a strategic financial planning decision. So we're passionate about loan officers going beyond just the loan manufacturing process. Hey, here's your rate, here's your payment, and here's your cash to close. You know, we're about financial well-being. We're about making sure that a family understands all of their mortgage strategies so that they can pick the best one for them. So, you know, we use a term called advice over price a lot of times. So we've been a leader in the Mortgage Coach community of mortgage professionals, been a leader in just elevating loan officers. You know, we think a loan officer can be that captain of the wealth team. It's a term we use a lot when we're on stage or when we design our product. And so, you know, we are a technology platform, but we are also a community. You know, we've got a YouTube channel that not only powers with technology how to deliver price over advice, but engages with social media, with Facebook, to help loan officers make that pivot.
It's, by the way, it's not just a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel with 16,000 followers or subscribers. I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So,
It's pretty amazing.
thank you, Sue.
Throw it
Yeah, we're
out.
very proud of it.
No, I was gonna say you should be. And I'd love to actually start our conversation by pitching it over to Dan, because I know Dan and the great team at Finance of America, you've had a great partnership with Mortgage Coach. And why don't you set the stage a bit for
Yeah.
what you see happen?
I would love to, Dave. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. As you know, Finance America has been an enterprise customer really since its inception, and we've have nothing but the utmost respect about what the platform does. And I think it's kind of funny because you started the Mortgage Coach platform really focused on advice and building that trusted advisor. And if you really look at our industry, everybody's trying to really transition their traditional loan officers into these lifetime advisors for customers and create lifetime value for customers. And your platform really does that. It as it helps build trust and advice over just price and rate shoppers. And our top producers all love the product. They, especially as we're shifting into a purchase market, there is not a more valuable tool than Mortgage Coach on the marketplace today. The total cost analysis that the platform provides is just invaluable. I mean, we have some of our regional managers that literally will not give a pricing concession to a loan originator unless they show the total cost analysis that they gave to the customer. That's how much value some of our regional managers really have faith in this product and the value that it provides. I think we've gained over 50% of our Salesforce adoption to the product over the years. And not only is it the Mortgage Coach community that you've built over the years, but it's also some of the investments in technology and integration to really reduce the friction that originators have to go through to produce these. And even though you can produce them in less than 5 minutes, still that integration, whether it's bringing in pricing from Optimal Blue or fees from Closing Corp, I mean, you guys have nailed it in every fashion over the years to just really simplify that process and really give the originators the ease of use that they need to deliver these to the customers and give them that visual experience and provide that advice to build that trust immediately.
Well, Dan, you and your team have done a great job of integrating it. So while there's no doubt a total cost analysis without integrations can be done in 5 minutes, but heck, with the integrations with the CRM, with the integration with the pricing engine, it can be created in seconds. Let the machine create it, and even with your integration with Total Expert, it can be automated and deliver an annual anniversary. So I think most people in the industry know that being an advisor is where the loan officer needs to go. The transaction itself, there's online lenders, there's big tech coming in, and you can automate the transaction, but you can't automate good advice. You can't automate personal connection. And so you and your team have done a great job of integrating technology to support local professionals. So thank you, Dan.
Can I just jump in with one thing? One of the things I love, by the way, the new website is pretty killer, just mortgagecoach.com if you haven't checked it out in a while. But I was like looking through it, and you've even got just a great script right on the landing page, right when you start taking it from. I love that, so people should take a look. I mean, it kind of takes the what's your rate, and it starts to say you got to change the conversation, because if you're really doing a great job giving that advice and really creating that relationship, there's a different script to follow. And one of the things I've been thinking about lately as we talk about, the pivot, I think is the term that you're using at FAM, right, Dan?
That's right.
All about the pivot. But as the market is starting to change, and all of us having been at IMB last week, and hearing people talking about it with the volume decline is huge. It's going to be 30-some%. And what are you going to start doing differently? Because I started to think about the old definition of insanity, where people say, well, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always had. I would actually say if you keep doing what you've done, you are going to have probably 33% less than what you had. You've got to do something different right now. And Dave, I know you are always innovating and just pouring value. Can you talk a little bit about just some of the cool things where you're seeing people are having great success in this new market with Mortgage Coach?
Well, first and foremost, I think you need to institutionalize building an advice culture, to where your loan officers can say, my advice makes a difference. And then they can actually visually prove that within 3 minutes. Like it can't just be, oh, I'm a client for life loan officer. If you're not giving annual reviews to a family, you're not a client for life loan officer. You're just not. There's words and then there's actions. So I think the concept of institutionalizing advice is critical. I think we talk about a lot. Every lead, every loan, every basis point matters more than it has for the past 2 years. So, and I think we could even go as far as to say it matters more than it ever has, because we are in a marketplace with tremendous opportunity, but also risk. At the close of last year, I was looking at how many loans in 2020, or how many loan officers did over 300 loans in 2020, and it was like 3,600 and something. Well, in 2021, there was a 74% increase in the number of loan officers doing over 300 loans, and there's over 6,400.
Wow.
So guys, what's that mean? It means if you are not a leader, if you are not using technology to scale, you're losing market share. And so I just think the most important thing I can, and I would interject, I don't know how much time we have today, because I like to talk about tech and I like to talk about innovation, but I do think to make it all work, it's leadership. There are companies that have better adoption of Mortgage Coach, and it's because of not necessarily because one company's a bad leadership, one's good, but the leadership focus they put into creating an advice culture is different. And so focus, leadership, and focusing on conversion, I think this is the year where conversion really matters.
For sure. And we talk a lot about that on these podcasts. Innovation for the sake of how do you deal with what's going on. And this year, as we've all said, Sue, I mean, you said it, volume's going to be down 30%. And to your point, Dave, every basis point, every loan, every aspect matters more now than ever. And I think it has to be part of the culture and part of the leadership in order to be able to integrate this technology in a culture that, as you said, to institutionalize advice. That is, those that don't, that are just talking about rate, they're gone. They're not going to survive going forward.
Yeah, and,
So,
if the only thing you're competing on is rate, then you really, I mean, the Mortgage Coach platform really gives you something to differentiate yourself from a lot of others. So if you're just going to compete on rate, then there's only a certain percentage that you're going to convert.
Yep, exactly.
You're still market share. I think everybody is a loan officer. You need to think, hey, you're running this race, and as technology and big data continues to evolve, you have a choice. Do you want to run this race downhill with the wind at your back, or do you want to run this race uphill with the wind at your face, jumping over boulders? And if you want to win the race, I would go downhill, and that does mean leveraging technology and putting really good leadership around how we support our entire team.
So Dave, I got to ask you, you had some big news last week. I think it was announced.
Yeah.
Super exciting, capital investment. Can you give us and the audience a little glimpse of like what's on your mind going through this, and what's the future of Mortgage Coach look like?
The future's been good. We've had a couple spectacular years of growth and making change in the industry, but we feel, and LL Partners, who made a significant growth investment in Mortgage Coach, feels that our thesis, what we believe, they believe, and that we believe that the mortgage is the most important financial planning decision that a family makes, and the loan officer and the mortgage company can be the real gateway to all financial services. So last year we built out a debt consolidation analysis so we can optimize auto, credit, student loans, and mortgage. But we felt like we need to go faster. Like we need to change, really create this pivot in the industry. So taking on that capital obviously allows us to evolve our product roadmap faster. It allows us to build our sales organization to get the word out there faster. And then, it was beautiful. They also made a growth investment in Sales Boomerang. And that was something that we thought was really important, because I do think making complex concepts simple with an amazing presentation, that's what Mortgage Coach does, but big data, like having access to all these data sources, and then putting a lot of intelligence around that. One of the things we love about Sales Boomerang is that they not only have all these, disparate data sources, so that every alert that a loan officer can get to retain customers and grow, there's intelligence. Like it's got a TCA that comes with it. It's depending on the service engagement, it could be a pre-approval. So I do think the idea of this Omni approved loan with this amazing presentation is a reality that we will be bringing to the market. And so I mean, clearly it was a win for our respective businesses, but I would tell every loan officer in America, it was a huge win for you, because we're going to be outfitting you with the tech you need to make not only this year a spectacular success, but this entire decade. And I do think it's going to be a little bit of a wild ride with what's happening in the marketplace.
The purchase market's already heating up all around the country, and it's probably heating up, quicker and faster than it ever has in any year. I will be the first to say, if originators do not have Mortgage Coach Day, they need to go out and sign up with it. Talk to your company. If they're not going to provide it, go and get it yourself. Mortgagecoach.com, Dave, is where people should go.
Yeah, and that's something we're really passionate about. I mean, part of the tagline of Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang is no borrower left behind, no profits left behind, and no loan officers left behind. We want to make sure that we're providing a platform, regardless of whether you work with an IMB, a credit union, a bank, or to your point, Dan, the company didn't. We want to make sure that every family can get that total cost analysis. And so, no loan officer left behind. Go to mortgagecoach.com and we will outfit you for success.
Dave, one of the things we were talking about before we got started here was, and Dan, you brought this up, the Mortgage Coach community, right? And you said, I remember you said, like, this is the first time, really people have talked about a community, and you just laid it out so nicely, as it's your borrowers, it's your referral partners, it's the loan officers, it's the leaders, it's a community, right? And you have created such a great community. And one of the things that I do love is you can just see it and feel it on that YouTube channel. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's one of those things that, man, there's a lot of times people come out and they do a good job talking the talk, but you're not just saying, hey, here's some technology, there's some good stuff out there. You're literally all the time pouring incredible content and guidance and wisdom and advice to your own community. I mean, the scripts, we talked about, top producers using Mortgage Coach. Man, you want to sound like a top producer? All the scripts are there. I mean, everything that they're doing and saying and how they're using Mortgage Coach to succeed, it's your playbook for how you behave like a top producer. So I love what the content that's being, created out there by you and that community is a beautiful thing.
Well, I do think it's something that we all need to do. If you believe what I believe, that the mortgage is the most important financial planning decision, you believe the loan officer can be the captain of the wealth team. My goal is that is our gift. We don't monetize it. We have some extraordinary mortgage professionals that we interview that share everything that they do, and we want you to take that content and use it with the training of your loan officers. And then I encourage our clients, to be building your communities. And let's face it, social media is a place that we live. Whether you like it or not, Facebook has your attention. YouTube is the #2 search engine on planet Earth. And, kids are learning everything on social media. My son is a lacrosse player. He learned how to do what he does on YouTube. And so I think, how-to videos, I'm pushing a lot of loan officers. You guys should have your own YouTube channels as a mortgage professional. If you want to be that local digital mayor of your market, I'm seeing more loan officers building their own Facebook groups with agents. I've seen them build their own YouTube. So, we're all in this together. We all have mortgage. We all play the same game of mortgage. Some people have different jerseys on. But at the end of the day, we can win together. But I do think, we need to build communities to do so.
Yeah. Did you just say the digital mayor of your community?
I like it.
Well, that's a Gary.
Awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Digital mayor.
Yeah. Well, but I got it from Gary Vandercheck.
Love
Yeah,
it.
if you're not sure about Mortgage Coach, literally just go check out that YouTube channel and watch like 1 or 2 videos that'll
Yeah.
enlighten you.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, we are kind of coming to the end of our time today. Dave, just thank you very much, not only for joining us today, but for all of the incredible way that you're innovating and positively impacting our industry. It's so important. Dan, Sue, any parting words or comments?
The only thing I'll say before we wrap up is a huge thanks to Dave. I mean, we've been friends for we can say decades now, literally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
20
you have been an inspiration. You've changed the face of the industry. I mean, you're truly an icon, and so
He's
it's
an
exciting.
icon.
He's
He's
an
an
icon.
icon.
He's
Yeah.
a digital,
Mortgage
digital
icon.
mayor, digital mayor of the industry.
It was good seeing both of you in Nashville
Yeah.
last week, and hopefully we get to do more of that in-person connection. I mean, Zoom, it's good, it's cool,
Nothing
but
beats
nothing
it.
is better than in person. So thank you, and anyone watching this, you're in the best business in America. That's the other thing I would say is we're seeing an explosion of new loan officers. You should be bringing new blood into the business. We've got a new loan officer playlist. I've got a new loan officer playbook. I'm very passionate about helping that next generation kill it. So guys,
I
let's
love that.
kill it as local professionals, and let's bring new people into the space.
Okay, you
guys.
guys. Well, to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe to Mortgage Innovators YouTube channel or wherever you podcast. Until next time.